Hello everybody, I'm back. I know, it seems like absolutely forever, but I am back with a great brand new release. You are going to absolutely love this one as much as I did creating it. It's absolutely stunning. We have 4 brand new stamp sets and we have 3 stencils. Now, these are fantastic. Now, if you're a lover of VI products, and I'm sure you are because you're watching, you are going to love these because they will coordinate with previous releases. Now, they have this kind of sketchy kind of feel going on with them. You're going to absolutely love them. I did create them anyway. So, let's have a look, see who's here tonight. Let's have a quick look. Wow, we've got lots of people here. We have Jane. Hi, Jane. We have Nicola. We have Tom. Hiya, Tom. Nice to see you. I know, it seems like ages, I know. A long time since I've been doing a live, but I'm going to be back. So please do join me long term as well. So let's have a look. Don't forget as well to subscribe and also ring that bell for notifications, because then you'll be notified every time I do a live or when I'm going to do a live. So it's very important that you do that, just so that you don't miss anything exciting that's going to come up. So please do. Let's have a few more shout outs. We have Jeanette here, we have Lorraine, we have Ivy. Hi Ivy. I hope you did get the stencils that you were looking for that weren't on the website earlier. I know that they are on the website now, so everything is sorted on that front. Who else do we have? Oh, we have Helen as well. My wife. She's behind the scenes, just helping me out here, watching along. So there we go. Yeah, so it's so good to be back. Shall we get started? I mean, have you noticed anything strange or different? I have a brand new studio. Yes, it's a brand new studio because we actually moved house. Yep, we've moved maybe 20, 30 miles. We've moved about 20 or 30 miles in one direction. So we had to redo the studio, brand spanking new studio. I will give you guys a tour of kind of before and after. When I'm happy, it's going to be kind of, it's fit to show everybody. It's a bit of a mess at the moment. This side in front of the camera looks absolutely amazing. That side, which you cannot see, it looks absolutely terrible. So I'm not going to show you that just yet. There's lots of cables everywhere, and I do need to do a lot of tidying up with those, but you will, once you see the finished result, I'm sure you're going to like that side as much as this side. I hope you do like what you see here. It's kind of pretty plainish, but I hope it works. I did love creating it, so it's great to be able to show you guys what we're doing every single day. Yeah, and we're going to be creating some lovely stuff. Shall we get on and let's have a few more comments. Trudy's here as well. Hi Trudy, nice to see you again. It's so nice to be back. It honestly seems like forever. I'm sure everybody else has got a bit of a tan now. I do have a slight tan because I went on away to Ibiza for a week with Helen. We had a great time, just got back, so why not get back, brand new release. So let's have a look at what we have here today. Okay, so we have the brand new release, absolutely stunning. I will put my glasses on because I can't see anything without them. So let's have a look, shall we? So we have, as I said, 4 new stamp sets. The first one is called Blooming Fabulous, which is absolutely stunning. We've got this gorgeously large flower, which is kind of like, that's the size of my hand. Then we have the word, we've got best, and we all have friends, so you can have them separate if you want to. We have a blooming fabulous birthday, really cool kind of typewriter fonts in different sizes as well. Those words aren't all the uniform, so I've done it differently. And then we have this gorgeous kind of like background here where we've got lots of flowery words: petal, spring, bloom, lily, carnation, all those kind of flowery words that you'd like. Really, really cool set. I do like that one. So that one's called Blooming Fabulous. And the next one is called Brighter Days. Now, Brighter Days, dragonflies. I can't remember whether we took a long time to decide what we were going to call this one, but it made sense to call it Brighter Days because it does have Brighter Days word in it as well. So that's what that is. We also have the word embrace change with strength and grace. I like that. It's really, really cool. We have brighter days, but we also have the word are coming, so you can have brighter days are coming if you wanted to. And we also have a smaller, different have a beautiful birthday. I like that. Again, have a look at those dragonflies. Absolutely stunning. And don't forget, we've got these kind of like circles, concentric circles on there. Kind of look like ripples. They could be ripples, like in a lake or a river. But they're stunning. I love those. Great. I like circles on backgrounds. They're absolutely amazing. So that's cool. Now I did. Let me just before I even carry on showing you more stuff, I need to say one thing before we go any further. So, would you guys like to win? I haven't even shown you all of it yet, but would you like to win it all? Would you like to win everything that I have here tonight? I haven't got my hands aren't big enough. So, if you were, and I think, yeah. So, would you like to win it? Of course you would. Who wouldn't, eh? I am going to give away one of these, one set, complete set of stamps and stencils to one person only. Now, what do you have to do? Nothing too complicated. Do you know what? Earlier on, I will tell you something now. I was going to make you do something, and I'll tell you what I was going to make you do earlier, but I'm not. We're going to make it really simple for you tonight. So all you've got to do is comment in the comments either on Facebook and YouTube, or if you double up, maybe you've got more of a chance of winning. Who knows? Say no more. So if you would like to win or everything that you'll see here today, then all you've got to do is comment whatever your favorite stamp or stencil set is. It's entirely up to you which one you do. I mean, if you say more than one, then obviously you're going to be in with the chance of winning it, of course. Right, let's get back. We'll talk about that a bit later on, but let's get back to what we're doing, shall we? Okay. So we've done the Blooming Fabulous. We were talking about Brighter Days. Again, really, really nice set. I like dragonflies in different sizes as well because they're very meaningful. Obviously, if you see a dragonfly, actually we saw one on holiday, flying across the pool. I know, a nice holiday with a pool. Who wouldn't want that? So, and it was a big dragonfly, and it just flew straight past me, and they signify change. So, and something is coming. So, you know, they're very emotive, and I like dragonflies. So, very cool set. As I say, those concentric rings, amazing. Next, we have a set called Fly High. This, again, is going to work, obviously, with all of our previous releases, especially we did some flowers earlier on in the year. This is going to, in the same kind of style, all of these are in the same style, so they're going to work absolutely stunningly with those. We have these four different butterflies. I forgot, there's a little tiny silhouette one there as well. So we have 4 butterflies, and then we have the word fly high, believe in all you will become. We've got follow your dreams, and then we've got this gorgeous text background there. So you've got like spread your wings, fly high, butterfly. Again, all those little words there change. Fantastic set. I mean, obviously you can see how it coordinates totally with the other sets as well. Absolutely amazing. So you can use them individually or together. It's entirely up to you, but that's stunning. I love that one. Set 4 is called Soulmates. Now, this set is a great set. It's an all-rounder set. I would call it an all-rounder set because obviously we're coming into the summer and people obviously get married. Of course they do. That's because they love each other. But it's not just for weddings. So we do have on your wedding day, we have forever and always, happy anniversary, and we have soulmates. And then we also have this one, which I really like. It's always been you. Now, the hearts are a scribbly heart. We've got 3 different sizes there. Really, really nice. So you're going to be able to use that for whatever occasion you want to use them for. Again, not just for weddings. Could be Valentine's. Could be any occasion where you really do just want to send your loved one a card that, you know, just to show them that you care. So I think those stamps are absolutely stunning. So let's have a look at some stencils. So the next ones we have are, this is called Atmospheric. Again, this is like, see these circles again. I like having circles, great for anything organic or geometric. Very, very nice. They work great behind things. Very, very nice indeed. And not so easy to do them interlocking as well. So it's nice to be able to do stencils that are pretty cool. That's really, really nice. Again, it's like having two stencils in one, because obviously you got those there. I could have filled the whole thing with it, but I didn't want to because I wanted something different on the other side. So we have these, what they call kind of inky splats that go across your bottom there. Really, really nice. I like that, because trying to do that naturally, you're never going to get that in the right place. Never ever happens that way. So I think that's great. These are 6x6 stencils, 350 micron, nice and thick. Again, you're going to be loving these. Absolutely stunning. So the next one, again, another really, really nice one. Now, if you haven't got this one, then it's a must. I think it's going to be one of those ones that you use time and time again. We have grasses. We have kind of wild flowers there in the background. We have a little bit of inkiness, or could be pollen, could be anything you want it to be. But you've just got that kind of that kind of background that's going to lend itself perfectly with maybe the butterflies or your dragonflies, or if you want to maybe think outside the box, you could put your fairies next to it as well. I can imagine having a little fairy float in there as well. But this is a fantastic stencil, really, really nice. And some of the samples that I will show you are amazing with this. Right, so let's have a look at the third one. I'm trying to read all the comments because so many comments going up. I can't even. Did I see some handy scandy and some cards? Yes, oh nice. Great to see everybody after so much time. I know. I've been away for way too long. Right. So the next one. This is my favourite one. One of my favourites anyway. Colorblind. Again, I saw all these circles and I thought that's like one of those charts that you have. You know, when you need to have your eyes tested, like I do. Very, very cool. I mean, you can use some of it or maybe a larger portion of it, but it radiates out there. You see, you've got some gorgeous circles there. Now, do you see all those circles? What I was going to actually, one of the things I was going to ask you to do, but I'm not going to because that wouldn't have been fair. I was going to actually ask you to count every single one, and the person who got it right but would win the prize, but I'm not doing that. All you've got to do today is comment on your favourite stamp set or your favourite stencil, or if you've got more than one, then say more than once then. You know, you're all going to be in with chances, totally random. And I think it's nice to be able to do this with everybody. It's nice to be able to show you guys up nice and close about all the amazing samples of the design team have been doing. They always go up far above the limit. You know, they go way more than I asked them to do, and they create absolutely stunning work. So design team, I bow to you. You do amazing work. So thank you so much. I can't thank you often enough. So I will be showing some of the samples. First of all, I'm going to show half of the samples. I'm going to do a demonstration. I know, on a demonstration on a launch day. Yes, I'm going to demo a set. So I'm going to do a demonstration after I've shown you half of the samples, and then I'm going to show you the rest of the samples, and then we'll wrap it up and let you get on with your lovely evening. So this was, as I say, this is a great stencil as well. I can see that being used for so many different things, and it's just I love this one. I'm not sure the people who make the stencils were too happy about me having so many cuts, but I like it anyway. So right, we'll put this to one side. So let's show you guys some amazing samples. So I'll just move these out of the way. So the first person on the design team, and this isn't no preferences at all. It's just the first pile I got. Okay, so the first person is Jane. Okay, so I'm going to show you each one individually, and we may be able to get some close-ups there as well. But Jane has been creating some absolutely stunning work. As always, let's just get that camera going. We might be able to zoom in just a touch there. There we go. So again, you can see how cool this is. This lends itself to whether you want to do kind of mixed media. It's got some lovely layers on that there. But that is a stunning card there from Jane. I like that, the button and the twine on there. That's really, really nice. Nice little touch there. But she's really gone, amazing there with what she's creating there, and I love it. So, right, what else are we going to show? Next one. Let's just get on the right camera now. And my camera's decided to play up. Right, okay, next one, we'll go on to here. So this one is from the set that I've just shown you now, which was called Soulmates. Of course it's called Soulmates. I'm also trying to sort out my camera at the same time. It's always the case when you want something doing right. Oh, maybe the battery's gone. No, maybe the battery's gone. Who knows? That's a good point actually. Has my battery gone on my camera? Ha. Let's have a look. Ooh. That's a good one. Can't even get to. There we go. So can we see? Might have to ask Helen for a battery. Helen! It's always the case. Something goes wrong when you're doing a live. So we'll just carry on for now. And if Helen is watching downstairs, I'm sure she'll bring up a couple of AAA batteries from somewhere, from the depths of somewhere. So I love this set, the Soulmate set. Really, really nice. We'll show another one off now. This one is called Follow Your Dreams. Always live when these things happen, aren't they? Yeah, so typical. So we're I'll show you this. So this is what I like about this set. Really, really, really nice. I like what's been going on with this one. Look at it. That's, can you see the wildflower stencil in the background there? Really, really nice. Oh, and I knew I bought batteries. They're AAA ones. See, I need some batteries. Right, let's see if this fixes the problem, shall we? Live on air. Let's fix it, shall we? So I need 2 batteries. Right, check those out. Goodbye, old batteries. See, that's one live TV. Let's put some batteries in there, shall we? And hopefully, fingers crossed that. Yay! Why, thank you, Helen. My wife to the rescue, as per normal. So, right, let's get back to it, shall we? So this again, as I said, is one of, you've got your stencil in the background there. You've also got your butterflies, and you follow your dreams. And I like that sentiment there. Believe in all you will become. Really, really nice sentiment. You can't beat that. So we'll go on to the next one, and the next one is, let's have a look. We have another Soulmates. So Jane has created another one there. Really, really nice. I like that. Totally stunning. And again, I've done a little video, but I'm going to extend that video to probably around about 3 minutes. So this will show you all of these up nice and close. Real, quality photographic. So you'll be able to see the video up nice and close as well. So, but that's those. The next one we have is this one. I do like this one. See, this is showing you that wildflower stencil as well. That's really, really nice. Jane, amazing work. Thank you. It's really, really nice. I like that one. So I'm kind of rushing through these a little bit because obviously I want to demonstrate as well. So we're going to the next one. I like that. I like colour. Great. So this one, again, this is using the Colorblind stencil. and also the dragonflies. But I mean, if you look at how cool that is, isn't that so cool? Look at that. And she's used some texture paste, but obviously some kind of shimmery goldy one there. But that looks really nice, doesn't it? Stunning. Love that. Okay, next one. We'll finish off with another wedding card. This is using the Soulmates stamp set and the Colorblind in the background there. Again, really, really nice. Like that. Again, it's different. You know, you can get traditional, but that isn't. So that's really nice as well. Okay, next we are going to show some samples from Lorraine. So Lorraine was making some obviously gorgeous work as well. See, I see it, and she's using, see that there. Do you see how she's used the colorblind as well? But totally in a totally different way. So she only used part of it, and I like that as well. And she's using that flower there, that large flower. Love that set, absolutely stunning. Again, this is the from the Blooming Fabulous set, like that. And she's actually put some gems in the center there. I think I might have to do that as well. So that's really, really nice. Love that one. The next one is this. Again, look. This is really showing how that one stencil can really come to life. So she's blended obviously different colors through the stencil there to get the flower heads there. Isn't that amazing? And it's flat. It's all one layer. It's really, really nice. I like that one. Except for a few gems on there. And she stamped obviously the dragonflies, but you can see how they work. And we've got Brighter Days are coming there. That's absolutely stunning. Love that. Next, another one. We have, now look at this one. I like this as well. This is different. So this one, I wonder if you can catch that on the camera. Yeah, you can see that there. This is using some kind of like gritty texture paste there, glistening there, but it's really, really nice and effective. I like that. And the background's stunning as well. So you've got the text in the background there. And she's used it twice. So I think she's used it one way and then probably flipped it around and used it again. So she's got different layers there going on. That's really, really nice. So she's got multi-layers, so she's got different layers. I like that. Love it. It's not until you look at these close up that you can see how cool they are. We have another one here. She's used the Soulmates word in the background there, and the happy anniversary, and the always, forever and always. I like that as well as a background. Isn't that so cool? But again, happy anniversary, so useful. But that's a nice shimmery heart going on there, and it's so effective. Isn't that so cool? And very, very modern, but cool. Okay, next one we have is, oh, look at this one. This is using the dragonflies, and Better Days Are Coming. And she's combined that with the hearts as well. And you can see she's used the those concentric circles like ripples there. That looks stunning, absolutely amazing. I love that one. And those dragonflies are shimmering as well. So they're obviously, they've been layered up there, as you can see, but they are shimmering and they look amazing. So look at that there. But look how cool they are. Aren't they stunning? I like that. Okay, so next we have Nicola. Now Nicola has been creating some amazing work as well. So let's have a look. So on this one here, Nicola has done 2 tags. But I like these because they're like positive and negative tags, but using the same stamp sets. I think that's really, really cool. Very, very different. And you can see how it works whether you're using bright colours or maybe using the kind of more monochromatic or your darker colours there. Great for maybe a male themed kind of cards instead. I mean, you can do that for men. But these are really, really nice. Very, very nice tags indeed. But look at them. They're just so cool. Very, very nice tags. Who would not want to do that? I think that's a great idea as well, to combine tags and do them in totally different colorways. That looks fantastic. Love that idea. Thank you so much. So next one. Again, this is different. I've never done a round card. So this, I think I should have to make a round card at some point, but I do like that. Really, really nice. And again, she's used the colorblind in the background, but you can see how cool that is. And that flower there, she's put glossy accents on. Looks like it's crackle as well. But that's stunning. And she's used some of the text, the text stamp in the background there on the petals. So that looks really nice. And some thread behind there. Have a blooming, fabulous birthday. I think that's really, really nice. Next we have another one using the Brighter Days set. This is gorgeous as well. I mean, you can see this here, but if I just turn it just at a slight angle there, you can see how cool that is. Very, very nice. It's nice to be able to, I'll say, it's always nice just to be able to show you up close how nice they really are. Look at those. Do you see that? How cool that is? Isn't that lovely? That's stunning, like that. Thank you for that one. Next we have, I know I'm going through this quickly, but I need to be able to do a demonstration for you as well. Again, I like that. Different. This is different. This is like a watercolored effect there, and it's multiple stamps as well. So it's stamped in grey, and then it's stamped in one of the colours. But I think that's very, very cool. It's a different effect altogether. Yeah, a few gems on there. Gorgeous. Now you can see how different every single one of these cards actually is, and that's what I like about this. So we have this one here. Look at the dragonflies on there. Now they've been stamped onto, I think that, oh, it's vellum. So you've got some gorgeous vellum there, and they've been stamped in silver, but that is great on that card. Very, very nice indeed. And do you see what I mean about a previous, one of the stamp sets from earlier in the year? I do believe this is Precious Life. Again, you've got that Precious Life stamp in the background there. Again with the rings, absolutely gorgeous. We have two more, and then we'll get on to crack on with the demonstration. So we have this one here. This is using the gorgeous heart. This is from the Soulmates stamp set. Again, I like that because it's done multiple times, and it's done in a different colour, and I like that. You know, sometimes you don't want reds or your pinks there, but I do like that coolness to that. That's really, really nice. And it's always been you. I mean, that will work for any occasion whatsoever. Very, very nice. And the final card from Nicola is this one here. Again, very, very colourful, absolutely stunning. And I do like this because, you know, I like my grunginess and my dark colours, but I also like brights as well. So, I mean, you can do bright grunge, but there's a lot going on with this one. Very, very nice indeed. I'll show you a little bit more. There we go. So you can see how cool that actually is. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? It's so nice to be able to show you how nice these things are, and they are so touchy-feely. I like to, don't forget, using that text there on those petals there, absolutely gorgeous and a great idea. Lay them up, put glossy accents on them. Fantastic, I love it. So thank you so much, Nicola. Okay, so we'll go back to front camera, and we'll just go there. I'll zoom in. Okay, so I shall now do a demonstration, and before I do, I just want to reiterate how you can win everything that I've shown you tonight. All stamp sets, so all 4 stamp sets plus the 3 stencils, so that's 7 items. All you've got to do is comment either on YouTube or Facebook or both, because we'll kind of mix them all up, and we'll choose a random person from that. If you want to win, just tell us whatever your favourite stamp set is. I mean, to be honest, you don't even have to go to the trouble of finding out what the name of it is. If you used to say it's a heart, or the dragonfly, or the butterfly, or the, yeah, you get the general idea. So whichever one is your favourite, if it helps with the name, because obviously sometimes you may say something that we don't even know what it is, but hopefully not. So right, I shall do a demonstration. New on a launch day, but hey, it's launch day, and we're doing things differently. We have a new studio. We're doing things my way. Okay, let's go put the front camera. And what I'm going to do first of all is I shall grab myself some card, just a piece. This is a, I think it's 6x6, or close as to that. First things first, though, I think I'm going to have to. I might get a little bit messy, so I think I have to put some tissue down before I spray everything and everyone. Not that there's anyone else here, but I think I'll get some kitchen roll just to make sure, so put that there. In fact, I may have to put it sideways just in case. We'll do it that way. Okay, that's better. And excuse me while I just take a quick drink from a lot of talking. I'll just read from some of your comments while I'm here. Everyone's saying that Susan Roberts saying, love that everyone used shimmer and sparkle. Oh, sounds like you're a shimmer and sparkle kind of lady. We have Pauline here. Hiya, Pauline. Haven't seen you in absolutely ages. Yeah. Well, I don't think we've seen you since the wedding, have we? No. Probably not. So who else do we have here? We have Crystal. Hi, Crystal. Love all the colours. Thank you, Crystal. That's great to hear. I'm just trying to read the names here. Oh, we have Michelle Willis Price here. Absolutely beautiful samples from the design team, as always. You're quite right there, Michelle. Absolutely stunning. I love being able to share these things with you guys. Who else do we have here? Oh, we have Ruth as well. Wow. You know what? I haven't seen so many people in ages, so it's great to be back. And you know, this is what I love doing. I design products that I think that you will love. I love designing them, and I hope that shows in the love that you give me by you know, buying them and supporting Visible Image. Always helps. We have. Did I see? Is that CM Hawks there? Hiya, CM Hawks. Nice to see you too. Right. We've got a nice piece of cardstock there. I'm just going to get some of my distress sprays. Now I'm going to do a kind of bright card, probably inspired by one of the DT, just because I like all of their work. Right, and I'm going to grab some colours, and we'll see where we go from here. Just move. I'm actually conscious about making too much of a mess in my new studio, but you know what it's like. You know I'm going to make a mess, and it's going to happen. So I'm using some just distress sprays today. I'm going to use some sprays. I'm going to do some stamping. We're going to put some texture paste through stencil. We just kind of have a bit of a play, and we'll hopefully come up with something that's pretty cool. So I'm going to get some spray. This is picked raspberry. Just a few sprays here and there. We'll get some. Ooh, we have wilted violet. Sometimes, you know, some colours you haven't used in a while, you go, oh yeah, I forgot about that one. So we'll have a bit of that one. We'll have, a bit of squeezed lemonade, possibly. That's a nice one, I like that. And what's this one here? Solid patina or spun sugar. That's a nice, that's a less intense pink. And I might have to have a little bit of orange just for the sake of it. Spice marmalade. Let's go for a bit of spice marmalade in the centre there. That looks pretty good. Let's do some drying of these colours. Now, you could have chosen any colour whatsoever. You know, it doesn't really make a difference. I know lots of you guys have, whether you use your oxides. I mean, I use oxides as well, but you know, I still love my water-based, the inks, the distressed spray stains. I love them, and I like them all. I don't have a preference. It's just whatever I have at hand. They do have different properties, so you do have to bear that in mind when you're creating projects. But that's all good. Bear with me whilst I just get another piece of tissue. Just mop up some of that excess colour there. Sometimes you don't want too much of that. But it's nice to be able to kind of just have a bit of fun when you're creating, and especially on launch day as well. It's great just to get them out and do some creating. Now don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and if you see on your YouTube you just click the button there, and also just click that bell for notifications. It'll just let you know whether it be on your phone or your iPad or computer, when I'm going live next, because I plan on going live quite often. So at different times of the day, not so much the evenings. We'll kind of mix it up and see where people want to watch a lot, and just have a bit of fun. So I'm just drying this off now. And again, just if you like your splodges, just keep them there. I'm kind of helping it out here drying just because I'm conscious of the time that's involved here, but we're doing well. We're doing well actually. So I'm going to make a quick-ish card, and then we'll get back to showing the rest of the DT samples, because some of the others are also just as amazing as the last lot. So I say some, all of them. You'll want to see the rest as well. And then we'll recap about the competition, and then I'll bid you farewell. So let's have a look, drying this off now. So it's taken us a while to get the studio finished and complete. Lot of work to do on that. Now, I don't know whether I've said before, but my studio before was actually like a double garage, so I had quite a bit of room. This space here that I have now, this is not quite as big. It's a bedroom, but it's a nice bedroom, and it's just the right size, I think, now. But I had to condense a lot of my craft products into such a smaller space, as you can imagine. Not easy at all. Let me just move those things out of the way. Making a mess here already. I'm making a mess already. Right, so let's get back to this. Okay, so this is how it's looking at the moment. Kind of pretty dry, and it's a great background. It's just a great background if you want to create something quick. We'll move those out of the way. We'll just put that there for a second. Now, the next thing I want to do, I want to dry. I need to dry it just a little bit more. Again, I could have done I could have cheated and done a Blue Peter effect and had one I did earlier, but no. I'm kind of going, making it as I go. I'm doing it the real way. Okay, so I'm just drying that a little bit more. Hi Rachel, nice to see you here as well. There's a couple of names that don't quite. Jennifer, hi Jennifer, nice to see you. Is that Sabine there? Sorry, if I'm just I haven't got a because I've got a smaller studio space. I must say now, because I have a smaller studio space. Normally I would have had like a monitor in front, so I'd be able to read the comments. But my monitor is a little bit further away at the moment, and I can't read all the comments, not with my eyesight. I can't read all those comments that far away. So I will have to think about the way I do that in the future, just so I can read them properly. In fact, they're just coming up on the screen now. I can read all the comments. I don't know, they weren't there a second ago, and they're there now. That's amazing. I've just seen all the comments now. I have an iPad in front of me, and I can see all the comments. Wow, I'm blind as that. Right, okay, let's get back to creating something pretty cool. Okay, so now we have a background, and you can do it in whatever color you want. This particular color, I think that kind of looks quite nice as a different kind of background. We need to get a stencil and have it play. So the stencil I'm going to get, what I'm going to use. So I've got a choice here, so I can either use Colorblind, which would be apt with those colors possibly, but I'm not going to use that one. We could easily use Wildflowers, and see, that would look amazing in black, wouldn't it? If I put black texture paste through there, that would look really, really cool. It'd be like a sunset possibly, or maybe if I turn it around that way, so that would look good that way as well, wouldn't it? You could do it any way you want, right? So I could do that. I like the idea of putting black texture paste through there. I do still have a soft spot for my circles, so I may just have to go for some circles on here. In fact, I will. So I'm going to use what we call atmospheric. Again, it's like having two stencils in one. Really, really cool. Again, if you've never used one of our stencils, you know that they're very, very thick, very thick. Right. So first things first, I need to get some tape, and I'm going to just tape this down just a little bit, just so I don't make a mess everywhere. I'm just going to tape the corners of my project. I'm going to have to live with it if I peel up some of the colour, but we'll hide that afterwards if necessary. I'm just taping those corners down. What would I do without Helen, without, you know, coming to my rescue for the batteries? Do you know what? I actually thought about the batteries the other day, and I thought, no, they'll be fine, absolutely fine. And that was it. I didn't even think about it after that. I checked everything else. I checked all the, or everything that gets charged up via USB and everything. So everything else was checked, except the batteries. Won't do that again. Right. Okay. So let's just put this down. Excuse my head if my head gets in the way there. I'll try not to do that. It's nice to be able to still have cameras that I can, you know, I can do this and show you as much detail as I possibly can. So I'm just sticking this down. And you know, I know lots of people do this maybe a different way. Maybe you can just hold it down, do freestyle if you want to. I'm not being that brave today, so I got my palette knife and I need some texture paste, which is, where did I put my aha. So again, I've got texture paste. I've got all kinds here. I've got some Distress Grip paste. I've even got this new one as well. This one, I got this from a shop. Yes, so yeah, this shop is one of the shops that I visited doing a demonstration, and they gave me a free tub of texture paste. So it's paste, but it's also gesso. This one, I like this one as well. So they're both really cool. I haven't even opened this one up. So thank you. That was Amelia's. So I did a demo day in Amelia's last week or the week before. Really cool. Lots of people came, so thank you. But this is, so yeah, I got the, so thank you. That freebies. I like a freebie. So I'm going to use this one because I'm kind of halfway using it, and I'm trying to use up products before I open a new one. I know, not like me. So we're going to grab some texture paste, and we're just going to paste that through the stencil. Now you don't have to be too specific as to how you do this. I mean, you can just use one part of this. I was going to possibly use that at a different angle, but we're going to go with the flow here. So I'm going to take that off there, excess off, put it back in my pot. Now I could, if I wanted to, do half one type and then half another, but I'm not going to. But I think I want those circles to continue around. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this off. I should have just not taped it down now. Thinking about it now, typical. That's fine, all good. We'll work with that. And do you know what? I do like doing lives as well, rather than, I know you can do pre-records, they're great. How does that look so far? Isn't that cool? But I do like having the ability to you know, go freestyle and just have a play and do things a little bit different. Things never come out the same, as you know, when you're crafting yourself in your own craft room. It's never the same. I'm going to turn that around possibly. Might do it that way. So I'm just going to be conscious and careful that I don't want it to be exactly the same on both sides. So I'm flipping it over and doing it the opposite way. Against my better judgment, may I say. Right, we're just going to go for it, and we'll just hold that down. Okay, and we'll just hold that there, and we'll just paste through. Again, this is where you need more than one pair of hands. So just, again, I'm not being too specific because at the end of the day, this is a background, so you don't, there's no right or wrong as to how you create it. I think that will work. Again, I'm not too bothered about getting it perfect. Take that off. Oh, that's great. Isn't that gorgeous? You know, I like it. I like the cleanness of the white against those gorgeous bright colours. It just really stands out. I mean, one thing you do always have to be careful when you're when you're playing with texture paste as such, you know, especially white, you will always need to think about that. Sometimes that color will seep up through your card onto your paste. Again, some people don't like it, some people do. I don't mind it. I don't have a dislike to it. I quite like that. I'm just kind of cleaning this up as I'm going. Again, this is you know what, cleaning my stuff as I go. It's a new thing for me. Once upon a time, I wouldn't have bothered, but I do try and clean up after myself now. Otherwise, I might get into trouble. not trouble as in trouble, but yeah. I don't want to make a mess. I'm trying not to make a mess anymore. I'm gonna clean slate and a clean desk. So I'm just going to clean that up. Right. We'll put that to one side for now. Again, use that. Take your texture paste off there where you can, and just clean up as you go in. Always a good idea. Or not make a mess. I will not make a mess, Mark, he says. Right, I'm going to put that there. Okay, next. So I'm going to bring this back in, and I'm going to dry it just a little bit. The only reason being is that obviously with time there, I would have let that dry naturally, but we're going to cheat, and we're going to dry it with the heat tool a little bit before I do some stamping. So I'm just going to dry that off, and we'll do some. I have to work out what stamp set I'm going to use. I think I know. Oh, Tom, you're embarrassing me. You're making me look really bad. How clean are you? Seriously? I am the worst person at cleaning up. I'm thinking that Jane... I'm just wondering who's the tidiest of the DT. I'm thinking it must be Jane. Jane seems like to me like the cleanest person ever. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you make a right mess, Jane, but I can't see that happening really. Who is the tidiest? Who is the tidiest of them all? Right, okay. So I've dried this as much as I'm going to at the moment. I'm just going to put it to one side because I need to do some stamping. Because we do stamps. So the stamp set I'm going to use is, I think I'm going to use, yeah. We're going to use this one here, the Blooming Fabulous one. So I'm going to use the large flower from that, just because it's fantastic and it's going to look great on there as well. So I'll get my stamping platform. I'll put this to one side. Now I've already got the stamp in there. Ha. It's like I must have known I was going to use that one. Right, I'll put this to one side while it's drying, and we'll get. Take that camera out just a touch. There, that's better, isn't it? Okay, stamping platform. We've already got a stamp in there. I need a piece of card, so just grab myself a piece of card. And people always ask me, "Oh, what kind of cardstock do you use, Mark?" And I said, "Well, I use a lot of different cardstocks." This is obviously this just smooth white, but in terms of thickness, it's around about maybe 300 GSM to 350. Solely because if you're doing work for TV, you want your product, or maybe not TV, maybe you're just making a card anyway. I like my cards to be able to stand up and not kind of like flop down. If you put like maybe a couple of layers or 2 or 3 layers on there, you want something a little bit heavier and a little bit thicker. So yeah, anything around about 280, 300, 350. I think you're when you're up to those kind of limits, you're going to be pretty good with that. So next thing I want to do is I need some ink, and I'm going to use my ink of choice, which is the VersaFine. Why is my camera blurry tonight? There we go. Like, see, using the VersaFine. Again, sometimes it comes in a flippy top. This is a flat top one. Same color. So this is Onyx Black, my ink of choice. So just ink up your stamp, and before I place it down, I'm just going to move some of the magnets there just to get it in the right position. There we go. Right, okay, let's go. So this is great when you've got a stamp set and stamping platform, because obviously you can just go in and out. If you maybe have a problem with your stamping, again, get yourself a platform. I've had this one for absolutely, I think I've had this since about 2018. This is the, I mean, I know there's a lot of different brands out there. There's Tim Holtz ones, there's Misty. This is a Misty, given to me by Mrs. Misty. So again, you've got this gorgeous background, this gorgeous stamp flower on there. What the heck? What is stuck to the back of that? Oh, rubbish. Right, okay. Again, I want to go in because I'm going to clear and emboss this, so I want it to be a lot darker. So I'm just going to ink it up again, because you can do that when you have a stamping platform. Really, really nice. And I want that ink to be nice and wet for when the clear embossing powder hits it. So just go back in there. If you want a darker image, that's great. I mean, it depends on what you're doing. Maybe you're doing like wedding cards or something, so you maybe want to do white or maybe sparkling, but it's entirely up to you. I'm using black at this moment, so isn't that gorgeous? Again, that kind of hand-drawn look that you're looking for works perfectly with lots of our other stamps as well. So I'm just going to put that to one side, and we'll get the piece of card. Okay. And some clear embossing powder. And it's nice to be able to show you lots of different techniques that I use all the time, and you probably do it as well. So I'm not trying to show you anything new, but you know, there are lots of beginners out there, and I must remember that I was a beginner too once. But I'm always learning, so it's always something new to learn every day. So heat tool, just make sure when you get it to the right temperature. Now you can heat from the top, or you can heat from below. I'm going to heat from below simply because normally you get a better, a little bit smoother image. So let's hold it there for you can see. It doesn't make much difference, but you know, it's the small details that make a big difference to me. So you're always going to get, and it's a little bit harder to do this. So if you are a beginner, I wouldn't recommend kind of heating from below until you become more confident, I would say. But this is great for when you know what you're doing. And I always say turn your card, because if you can smell flesh, then you're burning. Okay, just finish that off. Okay, we're done. That didn't take long. So now you can see, if we go in there, how cool that looks. And you can see how extra kind of smooth it is by heating it from below as well. But this is a great image, and you can see that you can rotate it, you can layer it up. There's quite a few people on the design team who have laid this up, and it's a really nice thing to do, and I absolutely love this. So in all total honesty and Blue Peter fashion, I just cut them out earlier on. Only because I didn't think that you really wanted to see me cutting these out, and there was a 50% chance that I could have easily cut myself while cutting these out. They're very simple to do, but I'm not the greatest of people who cut things out, but I'm not the best cutter outer. I do fussy cut. If you've got a scan and cut, then scan them in and cut them out that way. It's entirely up to you, but again, same thing. So what we want to do now is, I've got these gorgeous background here. I do want my card blank, so I'm going to stick this to my card blank. So I'm going to stick that to there. Oh, it is dry actually. So this is going to go on there, I think. I'm just going to measure that up for size. How is that looking? How does that look, everybody? I'm just reading what Jane is saying, that her Misty works best for me too. Oh, excellent. I must have a vintage Misty then, mine, because mine's like quite old now. So, but I must get myself another one. I've got a few other stamping platforms, and I've just never used them. I don't know why. You know, become like set in your ways sometimes. I must not be set in my ways, I say. Susie Dilger, I end up working in a 6x6 space. Ah, yes, yeah. Well, this kind of space you see here is probably all there is at the moment. I have this desk is just under two. My desk is just under 2 meters, and this is about as much space as I've got. So you know, what you see is probably all there is, which is funny. Right, I'm going to stick this down. So the first things first is I'm just going to work out which way I'm going to stick it, because it's great to be able to do things in different ways. You know, there's no right or wrong way. I kind of like that. I might have to do it that way. Right, so I'm going to turn this over, and I'm going to bring in big guns. I'm going to stick this down with my 80G gun. Just be careful I don't squash my paste that I've just spent doing. Again, just make sure it's dry before you do this. Want a good look. Right. So we turn this over. Now, I think I've told you guys how I normally cheat on this. Normally I would have put pencil marks on where I'm supposed to stick it down, but I'm not today. I'm just kind of going by eye, and we'll have to live with it if it goes wrong. I'm trying to not get my big head in the way, because my big head does get in the way a little bit. Right, okay. Right, we're done. And for a person who normally very particular about measuring things up, I think that's not too bad. That's good. Right, next. So we have some gorgeous flowers. Now, with those flowers, I'm thinking I want to possibly colour them a little bit, and I may put one on top of the other. See, that looks great in white, doesn't it? It looks cool. I get white against those colours, but I'm thinking of still colouring it in, so I may have to add a little bit of colour to that. So I'm going to put them to one side. I'm going to get a colour that I didn't use on here, so the peacock feathers. Weirdly enough, you know some colours that you always gravitate towards? Peacock feathers is not one of them that I always do, but now I'm going to try and use the ones that I never use often enough, if that makes sense. I just need to get myself a blending tool. Not even sure what colour that is. I kind of like one colour per colour group, rather than a colour for every single ink pad. So we'll have to live with that. Right, this is my Distress inks, obviously, and not the oxide version. So I'm just going to get my ink blending tool and just dab that on there. I'm just going to add. I'm going to colour this one on because I'm going to have 2 layers on this, I think. So again, we'll just colour this. Very easy to do. You can be as intense as you want, or as kind of light as you want. It's entirely up to you how you do it. Maybe a little bit darker in the centre there. We're not too bothered about the edges there, because I like them fading out a little bit. So you can see that. Can you see? That really comes to life like that, doesn't it? Right. But we want to do that again. But on the second one, I'm going to lay these up together. You see, and I think a pinch. Rachel's probably saying, "Isn't that a bit of my idea?" Yes, it is, Rachel, and that's what it's all about. It's about taking other people's ideas and just doing your own thing with it. I love the ability to do that. With you see something that somebody does, and you can just run with it in your own way and style. And that's what it's all about. Sharing the cards, just sharing ideas. Isn't that amazing? It's all about creating stuff together. So, and again, I think I'm just going to blend that out a bit less on this one. And just put that to one side, because now we're going to just zoom that camera out just a touch there. Look, even put the lid on my embossing powder. Look, a good boy. Right, I'm just going to wipe that a second. I know, rare for me. Let's do this. Okay, so we've got a nice card there. And I tell you what I have done. Only the one slight cheat, I'll show that in a minute. Let's get these stuck down, shall we? So I'm going to decide which way around. We're going to go with that one there. This one is going to go on the top there. Yeah, we're just going to rotate that till we get that kind of look that we're looking for. We don't want the same way. We're just going to have a different way. Right, okay. So I'm going to stick this down. I've got some of my trusty Pinflair glue gel 3D. Great stuff, this. I know that lots of people they come with like syringes, but I've never used the syringes. I never ever use the syringes. I kind of find that the best way to because quite often, sometimes it can go hard, and the reason it goes hard is that if you squeeze the end until the air comes out of it and then put the lid on, I always find it doesn't dry up. So my little tip for tonight. Okay, so I'm going to turn this one over. I'm going to put some 3D glue down. Now, if you want to use foam pads, entirely up to you. Lots of people do use foam pads. I like the ability to, move and wiggle things around a little bit if I'm not happy where I've placed it, but you don't have to. Okay, so that's enough glue there. Stick this one down. Just decide where you're going to put it. Now you need to be kind of semi-conscious, because obviously I've got a card here, but I don't have a sentiment on there yet. So subconsciously, I'm kind of knowing where I'm going to put a sentiment. And this one is going to go on the top. I'm going to turn that around because I don't want it the same way. So that's going to go on the top like that. We'll twist that around. We'll get some glue on there. Again, just a few pieces of glue. And we'll work out where we're going to put that. We'll put it down when we're happy. There. Again, it's about having different layers and different levels. Look, I mean, if you look there now, you can see you've got different layers going on there. But it's a gorgeous, bright card. I do have a couple of sentiments, and before I put the sentiments on, I will. Oh, look at this! Put the lid on. I will get my Posca. I've got a Posca pen as well, so we may just flick a little bit of white on there. I've got a couple of sentiments, move them out of the way. Always make sure you get your added drops going on there, and it's just nice to add those extra splashes there. I do like that. Just the more random, the better it is. Sometimes you can try and be too exact, and it just does not work. So the randomness is that you have to live with it, right or wrong. Just clean that mess up there. Look at me cleaning. Right, okay. So we have that there now, and that's looking pretty good. I think so. Sentiment to go on. I've got the word. I've already stamped out the word friend, and then also I've got. So maybe I'm going to put friend up there. I've got have a blooming fabulous birthday there. So I'm going to put those on, and we'll stick those down now. And I tried to keep it pretty much real. Besides the 5 minutes or so that you could have watched me cutting out a flower. I think keeping it real is a good thing. Right, I'm going to slightly slip that flower, underneath that petal there. I just like sometimes that overflowing part of it where it moves around just a little bit. I like that sometimes. Just that touch down. Sometimes it's nice to just have it overlapping, and that's great. And I'm going to have friend at the top there. I mean, you could put best friend if you wanted to, because obviously there's the word best in there as well. And again, you know, font wise, I chose something that's just, it's modern, it's funky, it looks great. It's not gonna age at all, and you're just gonna want to use it time and time again. And I try and coordinate everything together, so you can combine some of the sentiments from the other sets into this one as well. It's entirely up to you how you use it. How is that looking so far? Let's just zoom in a little bit so you can see it. So, isn't that cool? And look, we've got a little blob of white there, but we're just going to live with that because that's what it is all about. I don't care. That's good. Right, I'll tell you what we can do now is, I'll tell you what I will do is I'll leave that. I would probably put couple of like diamond gems in the center there, but I will do that after, and I will photograph this card so you can see it afterwards as well. But again, a simple demonstration, but I think that's effectively showing how cool these sets actually are. And you know, if I can create that, then you definitely can as well, without a shadow of a doubt. So I will now just swap the cameras around, and we'll go and have a look at a few more samples a second. So what do you think, guys? Not bad. I haven't been doing live demonstrations for ages, so it's nice to be able to get back in and doing it. I'm just reading a few of the comments there. Gorgeous, and all the colours. Thank you. Ivy's saying, they're Rachel colours. Haha, yes. Yes, and that's what it's all about. I like to be able to, like, picking, choosing that bit from there and that bit from here. It's great. It's what it's all about. You don't need to steal them. I think you'll find Mark copied you. No. Would you say copied or well, yeah, you can say the word copied. It's fine. Homage is a better word, I think. Isn't that right, Rachel? To be honest with you, it's if somebody tries to copy your card exactly, it's a compliment. It's a compliment. They want to try and create something that you made amazing. So even if they wanted to copy it, you know, 100%, they're never going to be able to do that. I can't copy your work, but they'll take inspiration from it, and I think that's what it's all about. So that's my card. I will show you the rest of the samples quickly, and then I'll wrap up and let you crack on. But before I do, don't forget, if you've just joined us, maybe halfway through my demonstration, don't forget that if you want to win all the stamps tonight, the 4 stamp sets plus the 3 stencils, which the value of that is, I think, just under £70, UK pounds. I don't know what that is in euros or dollars, but it's more. So it's a great bundle to get, and to win it is quite easy. All you've got to do is comment on your favorite stamp set or your favorite stencil. It's that easy. The more times you comment, the more chance you have of being in with the chance of winning, because we will just pick somebody out random. So I can see you're beavering away there with whatever you're going to put, but that's the way to do it. Right, let's show off the rest of the samples. I'm being a mess here. Not a mess on your cards, by the way. I've been very careful with that, but I will just shove my mess out of the way. Okay, so the next samples I'm going to show you guys are, let's change the camera around. I'll move my card out of the way. Right out of the way, right. So the ones we've got here. So the first one is from, let's have a look. This is Rachel's amazing work. Okay, let's have a look. Aren't they cool? Move my scalpel out of the way. Right. So Rachel here has done 2 tags, different, again, dragonflies, butterflies. Don't they just work together? They're individual brilliantly. Together you can swap over some of the sentiments. You can use some of those concentric rings on one or the other, but they're really, really, really nice. I love those, and love the added bits of thread going on there. She's got some gems as well. Isn't that so cool? Love that. Okay, next one. There's another one. These are all Rachel's pile. Let's put this down out of the way. Right, again, look at this one. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that. That's like this, the kind of sunsets you get, and you know, you've got to think about spring and summer with all those colours there. Absolutely stunning. Love that. And fly high, believe in all you will become, and follow your dreams. Stunning. Absolutely gorgeous. And that's, I don't know what she's used there, but that's kind of like a, not sure you can see that on there, but it's got like a shimmery paste going, it's shimmery paint or spray going on there. I'm thinking some kind of mica sprays on that. That's really nice. Love that one. Thank you. Next we have another one with the butterflies this time, fly high, and then we've also got the colorblind stencil in the background, and you can see how the texture's been used in the background as well, and I like that. That's really nice. So touchy-feely there with the texture paste on that. Absolutely stunning. Here is another card. It looks very similar to something else I've seen before, but I don't know what. So Rachel, yours is much better than mine, Rachel. Again, totally different. The idea is the same, but I didn't put my diamonds on there as well. So, and again, it's a different layout. So, yours is fantastic, and I do appreciate that. And you know, hence I took some inspiration from it. But yours is stunning, as per normal. Love it, love it. Again, see, they are different. Totally, he says they are different. There we go. Next, we have this one now. Oh, I love this. Absolutely stunning. Look at what I like about this is the pearly kind of shimmer on the dragonfly wings, and do you see how cool those wings work? Look at that. That's really, really nice. Love that one. And that kind of drippy background there. Wow. That is stunning. Love it. You can't beat a good drip. Right. Next we have, now this is see, combining the dragonflies with the wildflower stencil. Wow. Isn't that gorgeous? She's used white texture paste there. Again, it's perfect. You can think of, like, you know, all those kind of summery days there, and it's nice to have dragonflies in different sizes as well. So that makes a difference. Really, really nice. And I love that. I like a bit of a white text on black background. Love that. Stunning. Thank you. And we'll finish off with another one using the set that I used earlier on, but she's used it differently. So obviously she's got a coloured background. Rachel's used a coloured background, and she stamped the flower onto the coloured background, and then obviously stamped more flowers and cut them out, and then layered them up. But that is really, really nice. There we go. Look how cool that is. That's very, very nice. So you can see what she's done there, but that is really nice. Like it. Can't go wrong. A few gems there. Stunning. Thank you so much. So next we have Jill's. So Jill has done a gorgeous tag here. You can't beat a tag, can you? I like a tag. Very, very nice to, you know, if you're creating stuff, or maybe you have a block, start off with a tag. But the flowers look great on a tag, and I like the kind of off-centered sentiment on there. I like that. Best friend, fantastic. Thank you. Next we have the dragonfly, and again, just see how cool that is on the side there. That colorblind, really, really nice. And those wings, I've got a little bit of shimmer and sparkle going on there. Again, just it lends itself to that. Really, really nice. Love it. Thank you. Again, next one. This is something brighter. So fill your life with colour. Isn't that lovely? I think the sentiment is from a previous stamp set, and some of the other stamps are as well. But you can see what I was trying to tell you, that those previous stamp sets will work with the new one as well. So it's great, and you can mix all this up. So if you've already got some of the previous ones, great. If you don't, then it's a nice addition to have them both, because it will broaden your horizons about what you can actually achieve with what you're making. Love that. This one we have is Fly High, again using the Colourblind stencil, and we have some glossy accents over there on some of the butterflies. She's gone to town here with these butterflies. I like that. Very easy to cut out, so if you don't mind a little bit of fussy cutting, that's not a complicated shape to cut out really. Very nice. Love it. Again, this one again it's got the Colourblind, but we've got a lot of texture going on here. There's some lovely texture. I'm not sure what paste she's used here, but it's very touchy feely, and those sprays and the colours there, they just make it look totally different, like kind of lava or something. I don't know what it is, but it's really nice. I like that. Thank you. And a different one again. This one again using the wildflower, and you can see how just using the different colours there on the buds themselves make that stencil really pop. And the dragonflies work perfectly with this as well, and it's just stunning. Love that. Love it. Wow. And finish off with the Soulmates. Again, great, simple, iconic kind of image there. We've got Happy Anniversary, It's Always Been You, and then we've got the Soulmates across the heart, and then we've got a couple of the gold hearts there. Very nice indeed. And we have one more designer, and that is Shirley. So, right, let's have a look at some of Shirley's amazing work. Okay. Now, that is very nice. Now, Shirley is used. This is actually a die. So this is one of our dies. This is the help me out here. I can't remember what it's called. Something frame. It's called. I can't remember. I can't remember the name of it now. Somebody help me out. I'm sure they will now. This is a great die, but again, it's great for whether it's waves or it's water or ripples, or maybe it could be any any floral or grass or anything you want. But that is a great use of a background there, background die. Fibers, frame fibers, thank you. When your mind goes completely blank and you just cannot remember the name of something, frame fibers. That's a great die, by the way. And I do believe they're still in stock. So really nice, love that. And it's a large die, so you can use that. And I like the ability to layer this die up on itself as well. So you can cut it more than once in different colours, flip it over, and you've got different layers going on. But that's very nice. And Shirley has done these on, that's acetate dragonflies. That's very nice indeed. And she's coloured them in there on the opposite side with glitter and all kinds of things. So that's very nice. Love that one. We have a tag from Shirley. Again, very nice. Let's move this out of the way a second. There we go. Again, I like tags, and you got a bit of texture paste going on there with the stencil that I used earlier. And she's kind of like torn the sentiments out there. That's a bit different. I like that. Thank you. And then we have, just see how everybody's done something different with the flowers. They're never exactly the same. And I like it. I like that. I like the ability that she's used some of the flowers from previous stamp sets as well. Again, that sentiment is fantastic. And I like this cardstock. It's like is it black? It is black. It's a bit black piece of cardstock, but the colours that she's used there, it's become kind of like confetti or something really amazing. I like that indeed. Love it. This is a lovely little, I'm kind of doubling up here. She's done a little tiny tag as well, which I like that as well. A little tiny ditty tag using part of the flower there as well. So that's nice. I like that tag. Two more card samples and then we're nearly done. So this is another one, again, on a cardstock that It's nice and bright, and the cameras never do this justice as to what the colour is, but it's absolutely stunning. Again, I like having some of the mesh there underneath. You've got different layers going on there. Again, it's very, very cool. Again, it's mixed media, but in a less media way, if you know what I mean. It looks really nice. And final card. Now this one is using the Precious Life stamp set from a previous release. Again, they will work perfectly with this one. She's used the wildflower stencil in the background. Again, colouring those heads in differently. You could go, you can go black, you can go white, but I like that as well, and that's great. I think I might have to do something like that. So, how was that, everybody? I'm so thrilled and pleased that so many of you are here. I do appreciate it. We have worked hard behind the scenes, creating a new studio, designing new products for you, and we have some new products coming out next month as well. So watch this space. Is it next month? Actually, no. It might be a month. It might be the month after. I can't remember when they're coming out. But some brand new products. Can't say what they are. But some really cool, something different. But 100% VI. So thank you so much for watching, everybody. Don't forget the competition. Very easy. If you want to win everything that you saw today, 4 stamp sets, 3 stencils, all you've got to do is comment whatever your favorite stamp or stencil was. Very easy to do. You can do it multiple times. Maybe you want to use a different one and just, hedge your bets. Entirely up to you how you do it, whether it be on Facebook or YouTube or both. Maybe you've got to double your chances. I don't know. So if you want to be in with the chance, don't forget to leave a comment and we will pick a random winner. Very easy to do. So yeah, so thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate that. And is there anything else that I've forgotten? I'm just thinking to myself, have I forgotten anything? Oh, you can buy them from, right. See, I nearly forgot. Where can you buy the products? Well, obviously you can buy them online at your favorite stockists in the UK, in Europe, in the US, in Australia. So they are global now, and Canada as well. So they are everywhere. There are distributors. So if you want to be in touch, if you want to go onto the Arden website, they will be able to put you in touch with the right stockist in your area. And yeah, Visible Images has now become, it was international before, but now it's become global because we have lots of distributors around the world. So thank you so much for that. And we do appreciate every single stockist in the UK and further afield. So thank you so much for watching, and I would like to have a great evening, and I'll see you soon. I will be doing some more demonstrations over the next week. Keep an eye out, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to ring the bell as well. So thank you very much, and I shall leave you to having your lovely calm evening, and we'll chat soon. I'll see you soon.